My dear brothers and sisters, we read like this, Romans chapter 1 verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel. It is the power of God for salvation to everyone who has faith. To the Jew first, and also to the Greek, and then the rest of the world. My dear brothers and sisters, what I'm going to tell you something right now is very important for you, all of us, because many people today, they are ashamed of their gospel. They are ashamed of the gospel. I sometimes wonder, why are we ashamed of the gospel? Is the gospel teaching is so bad? Is what Jesus spoke to us is so bad? Why are we ashamed? What did Jesus say? Love God and love your neighbor. Love your enemies. Not only forgive your enemies, but love your enemies. If somebody asks you to go with that person for 1 mile, go for 2 miles. If somebody is asking for 1 tunic, give the cloak as well. You know, Jesus said, when you accept the sufferings, there is a blessing waiting for you. There is nothing greater than sacrificing one's life for your brother. All these wonderful message of Christ, the gospel. Why are we ashamed? Why are we afraid? Why are we so hesitant to share it with others? Look at the world. The world speak about selfishness, business, diplomacy, and hatred, hate speech in the name of religion, divisions and many other things. They are not ashamed to tell these things and preach these things publicly in the media. They are not ashamed of their wrong messages. They do it publicly. But we Christians are ashamed and afraid of preaching the gospel, which is in fact for the best for the society. The unity and peace for the whole society. Look at all the Christian countries and their basic ideologies. Accepting the refugees, immigrants, equality and peace and joy and all kinds of goodnesses that is granted and assured for the people. Because the Christian teachings and values are being the foundation of those countries. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, as Saint Paul says, I'm not ashamed of the gospel, because this gospel that we preach is the power of God for salvation to everyone. Not by hating or dividing the people, but by loving and forgiving others and accepting them and loving them, even those who hurt you, and love them, those who hurt you. Only through this, we will all achieve salvation. It came to the Jew first, and then to the Greek, and into the whole world now. Therefore, we should never be ashamed to preach the gospel. We should never be ashamed to tell the world that this is the gospel that comes from the heaven. Any other so-called gospels that you hear from any person, if it is dividing the community, if it is destroying the community, if it is eliminating the unfaithful, then it is not from God. It is not from heaven. We should be ashamed of those messages. Not this message of gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, because this unifying everyone, this forgives everyone, this loves to everyone, this takes care of the poor people, this brings equality, and this brings peace in your heart, and this is exactly according to the nature of human being, not against the nature of human being. Therefore, we should never be ashamed of the gospel. And this is something that we need to remember, and we should tell everyone, my dear brothers and sisters. I would like to share this message to all of you. Make sure, do not be ashamed of the gospel.